Hi everybody, my name is Jeffrey. I'm a French graphic designer based in Israel, and today I'm gonna show you some really good tips in Corel Draw. Let's go! Alright, so the first shortcut is the E, C and P button that I'm gonna show you. So let's start with the P button. The P button is really simple. By clicking the P on the keyboard, you just placed an object in the center of your document. Easy. Let's go for an example. We are crazy. This is an handwriting design that I've made many times ago. Okay, I'm just moving it on the side, clicking on the P button, and that's it. This is in the middle of the document. It's really useful when you need to place something in the middle, but also in the middle of the top or of the bottom, because now that the object is in the middle of my document, I can just move it by clicking Shift, by holding Shift, right down or right up, wherever you want. It stays in the middle. On the right, on the left, it's the same. Okay, so I'm just moving it in the middle. Now if I'm ungrouping, let's do group for the word we and group for the word R, and I want now the we to be in the middle of the word R. So I'm just selecting the we with the Shift button. I select the R and I click on the C button. C as centered, so because it's the centered, it's easy. Okay, but I can also make it vertically, and this is the last shortcut. So if I want the we to be exactly in the same level of the word R, I just select both and click on the E, and now it's perfectly aligned in the middle. We are crazy. Now I'm selecting my word crazy and I want it to be aligned. Again, E, and now I have my three words perfectly aligned. We are crazy. Easy and really useful. The second shortcut is the duplicate. Okay, so to duplicate in Corel Draw, you just need to use the right click of the mouse. Okay, let's do an example with a playing card deck. Okay, that's the design I've made many times ago, and I have my heart shape right there. So I'm just selecting an heart shape. Okay, and if I want to duplicate it, I move on the side and click on the right click of the mouse. Okay, that's it. I have duplicate my object. I can now duplicate another one and another one and another one just by right clicking on the mouse. That's it. It's really easy. But what is cool is to playing with the anchor point. So if I click another time on the object, I have now those arrows that appears, and I can play with my anchor point. So let's say I want it on the bottom of my object. Now if I move, because of the anchor point, it follows the anchor point exactly the way that I want it to move. Okay, so now the anchor point will stay always the middle of the area that I'm moving in. So I'm just clicking on Control, and with the Control I have this little magnet, okay, that appears, and I right click of the mouse, and again I have duplicate my shape. Now if I'm clicking on Control D and again Control D, it will duplicate by following my anchor point, and that's really useful. Let's say I want now to play, let's do a triangle. Alright, I have a triangle and I will make it green with a beautiful transparency gradient. Easy. Okay, now I move my anchor point to the bottom and I will duplicate by clicking on Control D. Control D again, and look what I've created now. This is really easy and simple, don't you think? Another thing which is interesting is the proportion by scaling, playing with the scale of my object. So I'm duplicating my heart and make it a bit bigger like this. Okay, and when I will duplicate it, it will grow again and again. It will save the scale proportion. It's the same if I make it a bit smaller. Alright, let's do a red heart and I will make it a bit smaller when I will click on duplicate and duplicate and duplicate, it will save the scale that I really ask from the beginning. Tip number 3, it's the contour effect. Okay, so really easy. I have an object right here and I will apply a contour effect. You can find it on the right side, right here. Contour. So I have the outside contour, the inside contour, and the center contour. Let's start with the first, which is outside contour. It will just apply an outside contour. But what is cool about that effect is that I can always break the contour. I right click on the contour, break contour apart, or use the shortcut Ctrl K to break it, and that's it. My contour is now separate from my object. I can do the same right here, okay? I have this object, I will click on the inside contour, apply, and it will apply an inside contour. I can play with the offset, make it bigger or make it smaller, and always play like that. I can change the fill color. Let's say I want a blue contour. That's it. It has applied. Now this is the center effect. Oh, by the way, you can always delete what you've done, delete the contour effect by clicking here, clear contour. That's it. Clear contour. Now in the third example, I have the center contour. I click on apply. Now you see it creates a really cool gradient by steps. Now here I have set my contour to 8 steps, but you can change it wherever you want. What is cool about that is that when I break it, again, Ctrl K, I have now my contour which is apart. It comes as a group, so I will ungroup all, right click, ungroup all, and now look at it. I have those objects that are now separate, and I have created a nice gradient color palette. I've created a nice gradient color palette, which is really cool. Okay, let's move forward. Now this is the copy color from. Alright, I will tell you what I've done here. I've set my own shortcut to copy a color from another object, and I use it very often, especially on my keyboard, because my left hand is always on the same area of the keyboard. My shortcut is Ctrl-Shift-A, but you can set whatever you want. You go to customization, commands, and you search for copy fill, the copy fill. In the shortcut keys, you can assign here the shortcut you want. In my part, it's the Ctrl, Shift, and A. So how it works? Easy. Let's say I have this object right there, and I want it to be yellow. The same yellow as the Mars Premium rating. Ctrl, Shift, A. I have this little arrow now that tells me which color do you want to pick up. I want to pick up that yellow. And that's it. So if I want to change the color of many objects, it's really easy. I just need to select my object, Ctrl Shift A, and that's it. Again for this one, Ctrl Shift A, and that's it. I have now picked up any color inside my document really fast and really easily. Next tip is the place inside frame. This is the most important shortcut that you really have to set in Corel Draw. Let me show you. In my part, my shortcut is Alt Q. Okay, so if I want this text now to be inside my red container, Alt Q, and again I have this little arrow who is asking me, where do you want to place it? I want to place it inside that frame. Alright, easy. Automatically when my object is outside the frame, I do it again. My object here is outside my frame, so when I place it inside, it goes automatically in the middle. Okay, now right click and I have the extract contents. I click here and I have to extract it. Now it's outside. But let's say now my object is a bit touching, okay, like in this case. Okay, my text is touching my red container. If I'm now placing it inside, it will stay in the exact same place, and this is really useful. Let's go to this example. So I have my little shadow right there, okay, and I have already this which is inside. Okay, so what is cool is that when I place it inside, so I will move in the exact same place where I want it to be, Alt Q, place it inside, and now it's inside. When I move my window, my object will remain inside. This is really useful. This is not working like a group, okay? This is working like an inside shape. Now let's say I want to edit it. I will click on Control and click on my object. Okay, now I want to change the color. Let's make it red and let's make it bigger, like this. When I click outside my frame with the control, I come back outside, and that's it. Really, really useful. Really useful. Let's go to the next tip. It's the view alignment guide. Okay, you need to go to the view option and select alignment guides. Okay, this will show me every time I'm working on Corel Draw. You see the right, you see on the left there is that alignment guides, sorry for my English, that appears, and these alignment guides will show me everything when I'm in the middle, when I'm placed, wherever I want. Okay, so if I'm now moving that little arrow and I want it to be in the bottom, look at it. So I have this appears. Yeah, let's make ungroup. So I'm now moving and I have this little guidelines that appears that tells me, yeah, you are in the same bottom of that object. Again, if I want to move it on the top, I just move my objects. I don't need any shortcuts on my keyboard right now, okay? This is just helping me to know that I am snapping the top of the object that is right next. Really, really useful, and I really recommend it to activate it on Corel Draw. Number 8 is the colorize bitmap. This is something really useful. This is something really nice and cool and easy that I use often when I want to create like a filter on my pictures. So I have these pictures right there, and you go to Effect, Camera, Colorize. And here you just need to select the color you want to apply. Let's say I want to apply a kind of orange, but I want the saturation to be low. Okay, and now that's it. I've created a nice sepia filter, which is really cool and easy. And you can do it to any bitmap, to any photos that you are playing with in Corel Draw. Number 8 is the color plus control. So this is really helpful. Let's say I have now my text right here on the mouse premium and I want to apply a little shadow. Okay, you can still play with the tool drop shadow and add the shadow like this. Okay, this is not what I want. I want to stay vector. Okay, so I will duplicate my text, right click, that's it, I have duplicated. And with the copy color, I will apply it a blue. Okay, this is almost the same blue as my background, but no, I will now pick up the exact same blue of my background. Okay, so I want my text here to be the exact same blue of my background. Here we are. This is the blue. Yes. Okay, so I don't need this. Okay, and I want the yellow to be on the top. So here is my blue object, and I will now, by clicking on Control and on the black color, I will add 10% of black color. And another 10% if I click again. Now you see, this is not the exact same blue of my background, this is 20% more black. And this is exactly what I wanted to do. Now I've created a perfect and nice shadow. Okay, let's do it. Another example right there. Let's say I want to draw kind of shadow here. Okay, and I close my curve. That's it. I will copy my blue. No outline color, and I will add 10%, another 10% of black, place it inside, and that's it. Look at it. I have a nice shadow right now. Really useful. Number 9, it's the fit text to path. Fit text to path is a question that a lot of people ask me. How do you do to make your text following the shape of a circle, for example, like this, like the Mars Premium? So how do I do? Let's do an example. I will create now by clicking on the Shift button, a right circle, okay? And let's apply some text. Let's apply some text. Yeah, some text. Now I want this to be in the shape of my circle. So you go to text and fit text to path. This is the tool. And now look at it. Wherever I move, it follows the path. I just click and that's it. My text is now by the shape of my circle. You can increase, okay, by scaling your object. You can make it outside, changing the color, whatever you want. It's really easy to use. Tip number 10, which is the last one, it's to find the color inside your document. Now I know that in Illustrator this is really easy to do and easier than in Corel Draw. But again, I will show you. I have now in my example many stars, many dots, many objects that are blue and pink. Now let's say I want to select only the blue dots. It's a bit mess, okay? I can do like this, but I will select some red dots and I have to separate by clicking Shift. I don't want this one, don't want this one. Or on contrary, I will select one blue and another one and another one and another one and another one by one. It's impossible. So what will I do is to select only one and I will go here to find and replace, okay? So yes, I want to find an object, okay? Let's leave it in the custom mode, all right? And here you just made from selection. Yes, I want to find something from the selection that I find, and I click on find all. Now it will take a bit of time because in this example I have lots of dots, okay? And that's it. Now I'm zooming out and I can see now that Corel Draw have selected all the blue points that were inside my documents. I can now group it by Ctrl G and look at it. I have my blue points and my pink points that are now separate, and I can group my pink, all of them together, and bring back the blue, and that's it. Now if I want to change the color of my blue point, let's say a nice purple, it's easy because now it's grouped and it doesn't affect any other points. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon.